Kyle, about what happened at the ceremony earlier. What was that all about?
Huh? What do you want? I'm busy dealing with relatives right now. Also, why are you texting me when we're literally in the same building?
Because you keep walking away and ignoring me whenever I try to talk. And don't play dumb. You just humiliated me in front of everyone.
Humiliated? How? Oh, are you talking about me comparing you to my childhood friend? I was just telling the truth.
Excuse me?
Come on, what do you want me to do? You're both wearing the same colored dress, but the difference in how you look is night and day. Everyone was thinking it. Wow, compared to his gorgeous friend, his bride is really plain, huh? So let me make a little joke. Lighten up! Ugh, I married someone so plain, I wish I'd gone with my friend. That's a cute, harmless joke.
A joke? Are you actually serious right now?
Dead serious. Look, we're still getting married no matter what, so you should just laugh it off. You're so uptight. At least try to be beautiful on the inside. That's probably why no one wanted to marry you until now. I'm the one doing you a favor here. You should honestly be thanking me.
That is enough! What is wrong with you? At our own wedding, in front of all our guests and family, you mocked me! And now you're calling me uptight for being upset about it? Do you have any idea how deeply disrespectful it is to tear apart someone's appearance?
Oh, relax. You don't really have the right to talk back to me. Who do you think has been supporting your parents' shop, huh?
Like that?
Watch your mouth. You have no idea what position you're in. Plain and stupid. Wow, you're really a lost cause. Don't come picking fights with me just because you're in a bad mood. Act your age.
Mommy! Sorry to interrupt while you're changing, but I have to say something. What the hell was that? He's supposed to be your life partner and he mocks you to your face! In front of everyone? Making you the laughingstock at your own wedding? This whole thing is wrong. Stella, oh, thank you. I don't want this wedding either. Not a single person on his side of the aisle said anything. They just laughed along. I just feel so sad and humiliated. Is this really what weddings are supposed to be? Absolutely not! The guests on our side are furious! And Mom and Dad, I've never seen them that angry. Ever! They were holding it together because we were in public, but they were shaking! Biting their lips so hard, I thought they might bleed. I couldn't watch! I put them through all that worry. Mommy! Call off this wedding! Nobody wants this! But if the financial support disappears, Mom and Dad's shop... Oh, come on! Do you really think our parents would be happy sacrificing their daughter for a shop? And the support... Mom and Dad turned it down themselves, didn't they? You were the one who brought up the engagement! I mean... It's true no one else was interested, and if the wedding thing hadn't happened, I'd gotten to a point where I thought I could marry him. He seemed normal enough until today. So today he showed his true colors. After seeing that, can you still say you want to marry him? But I respect that you want to help our parents, but what you're doing is just self-sacrifice for the sake of it. Don't martyr yourself. Your life belongs to you. It's not something to throw away for someone else! Stella, thank you! Of course. Now that you understand, go say it to his face! You're my little sister! You're not the type to stand there and say nothing!
Hey, Mommy, do you have any idea what you just said? We're about to wrap up the reception and you go and say something like that in front of everyone? Now the whole venue has this weird atmosphere. Thanks a lot.
I only did what you asked. I just repeated what you said. That a plain girl like me would never compare to your beauty queen friend. And then you turned to her and said, "You're the most beautiful woman here." So I told everyone, the wedding is off. Because clearly, you'd rather marry her. If you're going to complain, you're literally saying the same thing you said to me.
Are you kidding me? That was a joke! And the ceremony is already over. It's too late to call it off.
The marriage license hasn't been filed yet.
We're filing it now!
You're the one who doesn't understand how serious this is. That's pretty childish.
Excuse me?
We are adults, Kyle, not children. That means taking responsibility for what we say. Kyle, did you see what I was prepared to do?
Do you even know what you just did?
Yes, I tore up the marriage license in front of all the guests. That's all. And for what it's worth, everyone there was on my side. Do you know why?
I have no idea! My relatives stuck by me, but the other guests just kept their distance, and yours were all furious at me! You were the unreasonable one! Why is no one blaming you?
Because you publicly put down your own bride in front of a crowd. That she'd be abandoned and left for someone... prettier. Anyone could see that coming. Well, anyone except you and your parents, apparently. Since you seem to be the only ones shocked.
You think you can pull a stunt like this and get away with it? So you're fine with your parents' shop going under, huh?
You're the one pulling stunts here, you absolute jerk! How dare you humiliate my little sister in front of everyone like that?
What? Who are you?
I'm Mommy's sister. You deserve to be left, and you know it. And don't you dare talk about our family shop. That's none of your business. The slump is temporary. Their skills are the real deal. We'll handle it ourselves. Thanks for nothing.
Hey, I'm talking to Mommy! Put her on!
Stella, please stop replying for me. Sorry. I just couldn't help it. But seriously, you should be saying that yourself. You really are too soft-spoken. Honestly, I was glad you said it for me. You need to speak up for yourself more. He and his parents brought up the financial support during the matchmaking meeting, right? Yeah, Mom and Dad turned it down. They said they'd figure it out themselves. Of course they would. That's just like them. So, why did you bring up the engagement? I knew the shop had been running at a loss. Mom and Dad said they were fine closing it, but I wasn't. That shop is really important to me. Honestly, you could have talked to them about it. You could have talked to them about that. You suddenly said you wanted to get married without saying anything, and I couldn't tell if you really meant it or if it was about the money. I was worried sick. I know. I'll go apologize properly. Hey, wanting to save the shop is something I want too. And honestly, I respect the guts it took you to even consider marrying someone for it. But nobody ends up happy with a plan like that. You get that, right? But what do we do now? Hello? Are you forgetting who I am? Huh? Who do you think I am? Mom and Dad will probably resist, but I'll save the shop my way. If it comes down to relying on someone like him, let's just do it ourselves. Mommy, I need your help too. I need you. What are you planning? Just watch. Let's make that man regret every single thing he did.
Can you please reply to my texts already? I get that your parents' shop probably tanked because of you, so you can't face me. It's over for you guys. If you get on your knees and sign a contract swearing to serve me for life, I might forgive you.
Kyle, I'm sorry for going quiet, but things have been genuinely busy. I'm not ready to have a calm conversation yet. So let's talk about the future another time.
Busy? The shop's busy? A shop that was losing money? Pathetic! What is going on? Your parents' shop is packed!
Oh, did you stop by? Sorry, I don't have time to deal with you right now. I'm guessing you came to gloat.
I went to check on what I thought was a dying business, and now I don't even know what's happening!
You know, you made such a big deal about your friend being a beauty queen, but you didn't even notice my sister was at the ceremony, did you?
What? What does that have to do with anything?
My sister is a professional model. She has a pretty big following. Tons of fans on social media.
Wait! She's a model?!
She has such a commanding presence that she actually dressed down for the wedding on purpose. And since you spent the whole ceremony hyping up your beauty queen friend, it meant even less attention was on Stella, which worked out for her.
Okay, but what does that have to do with anything?
She promoted my parents' shop on her social media account. She also stood behind the counter for a few days and helped bring people in. That's why the crowd came. Our parents aren't great with social media, and they never wanted to use their daughters to drum up business, so they'd never taken this approach before. But after what happened at the wedding, they changed their minds. If our daughter is going to be embarrassed like that, we might as well let her help us.
This is unbelievable! But it's just a temporary bump from the publicity. The shop was struggling for a reason. Once the hype dies down, the numbers will drop again.
Mom and Dad are skilled artisans. Once someone tries their products, they speak for themselves. They won't waste this opportunity. The reason the shop was struggling was because my parents had some health issues and then equipment broke down. The debt piled up from that. Please don't underestimate them. Kyle, you came to the shop today. Thank you. So, what did you think of our products? We gave you some as a courtesy. Did you try them?
Will you explain what's going on? It's been a whole month the model is gone, and yet there's still a line out the door every single day.
We're pretty well known on social media now.
That's because of your sister!
No, actually. Stella's account isn't really the factor anymore. People are coming for the confections themselves now. Not because of her. You should look it up. Just search our shop name.
There are so many photos of the sweets all over social media!
Yes, customers have been posting them themselves.
But traditional Japanese sweets are supposed to be niche! Young people don't care about them!
Traditional sweets are wonderful in their own right, but I also developed a new line aimed at younger customers. I did it myself.
You did?!
I don't have the artisan talent my parents have, but I have a different kind of creativity. Mom and Dad's approach had always been rooted in honoring traditional confectionery, so their new products were always a variation of the classics. I figured if I could develop something that appealed to today's younger tastes, we could satisfy both longtime customers and new ones.
These are just aesthetically pleasing Instagram bait snacks with no real substance.
That's what everyone thinks at first. And that's fine. As long as people are curious enough to try them, that's all I need. Because once they taste them, they'll realize it's not just about the looks. Our traditional line has been selling better than ever, by the way. More than enough to not need your support anymore.
This can't be happening! Turning around a deficit in a single month?
Actually, I have your friend to thank for the inspiration.
What?
You kept going on about her being a beauty queen winner. She really did stand out at the venue, didn't she? She has the title. She has the looks to back it up. Being beautiful draws eyes, so changing the appearance of a product should attract attention too. But I also learned that looks alone aren't enough.
What are you talking about?
For all her beauty queen credentials, your friend isn't modeling or doing anything with that platform. Word got around that her personality drove people away from the industry. So no matter how much you can attract someone, if there's no substance underneath, they leave. In terms of sweets, inner beauty is taste. So the flavor had to be just as good. That was a really valuable lesson. Could you pass that along to her for me? Tell her thanks.
You've got a lot of nerve!
I'm not trying to be smug. I genuinely don't have the luxury. Like you said, I'm working hard to make sure this popularity isn't just temporary. And like I said, I really am grateful to you and your friend. You both taught me not to get fixated on surface appearances. So, thank you. I mean it.
Don't give me that! I refuse to accept this! A shop run by someone as plain as you deserves to fail! That's how it should be!
Seeing someone you look down on succeed must really hurt your pride. You should probably stop having anything to do with us. Though honestly, you may not have the breathing room to come here much longer anyway.
What? What's with that news coverage? Your sister was on TV!
The shop got popular enough that a TV crew came to do a feature. But well, I'm supposed to be playing, right? I thought a model would make better TV than me, so Stella handled the interview.
That's fine, but why did she have to bring up the wedding?
It's completely irrelevant. The wedding is why we're here now. Stella just got a little passionate. She answered a lot of questions, apparently.
I saw it! It was basically the whole segment!
A tearful older sister describing how her little sister was humiliated at her own wedding. I imagine that made for compelling television. Which parts of the interview to air is entirely up to the network.
This is defamation! I'll sue!
Defamation? She never said anyone's name. Stella works under a stage name, so her real name isn't out there either. Yes, the shop's name and my face were on camera, but your name and face were never mentioned and care was taken to avoid identifying anyone. I'd say that's pretty considerate, actually. Besides, the interview was a feature on the shop. No individual was named. You're such a capable adult, aren't you? So please, don't make mountains out of molehills.
I've been identified because of that broadcast! People figured out who I am!
What? Already? That seems fast. There was almost no information about you.
I don't know how! My workplace is being posted all over the internet! This is your fault!
How is it mine? I haven't posted anything about you. And honestly, being identified that quickly from that coverage, even I didn't see that coming. Maybe someone uploaded a video from the ceremony. Or maybe someone who knows you personally is behind the posts. You don't exactly seem like the type who has a lot of loyal friends.
Shut up! Either way, this is your fault! The company is getting flooded with complaints, and clients are pulling out one after another!
Well, a company that employs someone who publicly humiliates his own bride, I can see why other businesses wouldn't want to be associated with that.
They're threatening to fire me! And now there's talk of a lawsuit for damages!
That sounds serious. But you brought it on yourself. Though your parents own a real estate company, don't they? If worst comes to worst, you could always work for them.
Their company is in trouble too! They're being flooded with complaints as well, and their clients are backing out! What am I supposed to do about this?
Oh, so you don't even have your parents to fall back on. How convenient.
You're hitting me with a breakup settlement and the full cost of the wedding reception now? Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding at all. If anything, this is late. I could have submitted this the moment it happened. You should be grateful I waited this long.
Give me a break! I'm about to lose my job, and my parents' company is falling apart! I can't pay anything right now!
You have the intention to pay, at least. Then take out a loan. Our family took out a bank loan to rebuild the shop, too.
That's insane! I can't pay back a loan! My life is over at this rate!
Then ask your beauty queen friend to help. You're still close with her, right?
She's not returning my calls anymore! Her social media is blowing up in a scandal, too!
I heard the pageant organization sent her a formal warning. Conduct unbecoming of a title holder. She was identified after the broadcast too, apparently.
Yeah! Every day she gets bombarded with criticism, and she's blaming all of it on me! I didn't even do anything!
You're saying the exact same things to me that she's saying to you. At this point, with everything that's blown up, it's probably inevitable that her title gets revoked. Because she genuinely did conduct herself in a way that dishonors the title.
Damn it! If she's gone too, what am I supposed to do? I just called someone ugly and now everything is falling apart!
No, that's not actually what went wrong.
Ah!
If you think this all happened just because you made a comment about someone's looks, then you're fundamentally missing the point. At your own wedding, a celebration, you made your lifelong partner into a punchline. You told her, and everyone around her, that you'd rather have married someone else.
Right! If I hadn't said that, none of this would have happened!
The problem isn't just what you said. It's that you felt comfortable humiliating someone and didn't think there was anything wrong with it. And that you actually went through with it. That's what the world is reacting to. If you can't see that, I wonder who the real child is here. But since we're both adults, let's handle this properly. Especially the matter of the land. We'll need a legal professional involved.
The land? Where did that come from?
I'll explain so there's no confusion. It turns out my parents inherited some property from my grandparents. My grandparents were landlords who leased land to a number of tenants, and your parents' names were in their records.
What? What does that mean?
None of us knew about this until recently, but it turns out your parents' company, the building it operates out of, is sitting on land that belongs to my family. My grandparents were already furious about the wedding. They said they would never allow their land to be used by people like that. And my parents, who inherited the property, feel the same way. So we won't be renewing the lease.
You can't be serious! You're not renewing!
That's right. But your parents understand the terms, don't they? They've been using that land at below market rates instead of purchasing it outright. The trade-off for that savings was always the risk of non-renewal.
No, if that happens, the company loses everything! We don't have the money or the time to find new land and rebuild! Please! Not my parents' company! Leave them out of this!
You tried to hold my parents' shop hostage to keep me under your control, so you understand why I can't say the same won't happen to your parents' company.
Please, Mommy, I'm begging you. I'll apologize. I'll pay the settlement. Just please renew the lease.
The land is in my parents' hands now. It's not my decision.
There has to be something you can do, please.
All right, I won't just accept an apology after everything that happened. But there is one condition. Meet it, and I'll consider talking to my parents.
Really?
Yes. Come to the shop in person and apologize properly to my parents, face to face.
That's it?
That's it. Come now. I'll be waiting. And you know what happens if you're late.
What was that? There was no way I could apologize in there!
You walked into that shop and ran straight back out. So that's the extent of your courage.
That was impossible! The moment I stepped through the door, customers and staff were calling me out. That's the awful man who humiliated his bride at her own wedding! And people were taking photos of me! What if that ends up online again?
That was the public's reaction. Now you understand, don't you?
Huh?
I brought you to the shop so you could see it firsthand. So you could understand that what you did is not something that can simply be forgiven.
But you said you'd consider it if I apologized!
I said I would consider it, but you ran away without apologizing at all. You threw away your last chance yourself. So what if people were taking photos? That gives you the right to flee? I wanted to take photos with you too, you know, beautiful wedding photos. But that will never happen now. Because from here on, you're going to lose everything, and there won't be any photos left worth taking. Kyle was disowned by his family and left drowning in debt. He lost his job and has been scraping by on day labor. But even that isn't enough to cover what he owes. His phone was disconnected long ago. No one can reach him anymore. His parents' company was forced to vacate the property after Mommy's family declined to renew the lease. They managed to secure a small bank loan and restart the business in a much smaller space, but word had spread about the wedding scandal and their client roster never fully recovered. As for Mommy, she's busy every single day at her parents' confectionery shop. She continues pouring herself into developing new products. The fact that their newer customers keep coming back is a testament to her parents' craft. She plans to keep supporting the shop, training someone to carry it forward for as long as her parents are able to work.